Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, weekly video, basically. So today I wanted to speak up about a little bit more on the series of how to improve your stream and other things that you can do. Also, we've got the Halloween mood. My wife placed these things behind me. I particularly not a big fan of spiders, but that one has a hat, a witch hat, so it's a witch spider. I don't know. It works, but that cat's pretty cool. Anyways, so today's video, more to emphasize is like as I spoke on the previous video, I use several softwares and I use several things. Today I wanted to give you a round out on how you can get a couple of things done in a little bit of a different way, a little bit better. Like for instance, Twitch settings that you might have to adjust inside your own channel. For those of you who dislike going into Twitch settings and fiddling around with all the buttons over there. Next thing I wanted to talk about today, later in the video, will be about certain aspects of your stream that you should and must have. For instance, a bot. That's one of the examples. And other things that I wanted to describe as well is how you can access certain things that are not featured in other streams, but you want to know more about it. For instance, I saw someone with a nice GIF, a nice GIF, and I wanted to get something for myself. I wanted to see how that person did. Sorry, I wanted to see how that person did, and I had to investigate how to obtain that, how to figure out, okay, I want to make a GIF and have a GIF working for me and everything else, but I'm really bad at, one, editing softwares for videos, so like my videos are not edited by me because I suck at it. Two, I'm really bad at creating and editing any sort of like video kind of scenario, so a GIF which requires several things, I would do intrinsically and take forever to do frame by frame. And if it's more than 40 frames, it's too long for me. Not really. Anyways, let's go into it. So I'm going to transition to the other screen. Now you guys are seeing this. This is my overall thing. That's my secondary monitor. I have a position on my right, while my left and main focus middle one is my gaming monitor. What I wanted to describe first is you must have a chat bot. This is the chat bot I utilize. I use Streamlabs chatbot. I'll leave a link on description on how you can obtain it. Another thing very cool is I have several communities over here, but I do have the Streamlabs and Streamlabs chatbot, and I'll leave a link for you guys to join if you want to ask any questions. You can always do over here. A very cool thing is, for instance, they do tend to share commands. So if you have a command that you wanted to make, like a SO or a shout out, you can instantly put that one over there and we'll give the target name a follow or something. This will be the response. So you see certain streamers where you go into their stream and they're like, you just rated, hosted them, and you wanted to, make them aware. Like for instance, Pengu comes to my stream, hosted me out, and I wanted to make people aware of him on stream or something. I just type in SO, type in their name, and voila, that's gonna create that whole process. So it will the bot will reply with like, give a shout out, give a follow for this guy. That's pretty cool stream and blah blah blah. That's the URL you want to see, and also shows the game they were playing. It's pretty cool. I use an automatic feature that I made myself after getting some of these informations. It would be on notifications, host notification. That's the line of command I utilize on host notifications. That means if I get auto host, you can click or not. If I get host, it will always show the person. And PS, I put minimum viewers 1. You can put it 0 if you want. I put it 1 because it picks up anyone. I don't put it 0 due to the fact that you might have loads of people also hosting you before they're in bed. There's no one's checking their channel because it's like midnight, 3 in the morning for them. You might be awake at that time. So that's over there. Alright, now no further ado, going into the other one. Let me open up the browser and check it over here. Boop! There we go. We've got the browser. Special effects included. One of the main things, this is your channel page. One of the various features that Twitch is giving nowadays is the fact that you can add tags. If you don't know what it is, these are over here. Based on the game you're going to play or the game you attach, you can change the tags and they erase every time you stop your stream and restart it. What sense? So for instance, I streamed one today and I'm not going to stream and I'm going to stream tomorrow. So in between the days, it resets. I don't necessarily know 100% how the reset works. For instance, if I have a disconnect and my OBS reattempts to reconnect due to an internet failure, power surge, wherever the heck, I'm not sure the tags will remain there. Some games get an automatic tag. That happened to me yesterday when I was playing PUBG. A tag came up stating that I was in a match that had 26 out of 50 people or something like that. I don't know what that was. Anyways, so certain things like that, that's one of the important things. Another thing, you can use emoticons on your titles. Not many streamers know this. I like to put a lot since I found it out because it's fun, it's interactive, it's cute to the eye, and it actually captivates the attention. Another thing would be always make sure, this is a very important thing, to check your videos. Go to a video that you've made, that you had a past broadcast, and check to see the specific snippets. When I say snippets, is like just go to certain parts and check the volume level, see if it's okay, see if it's working, see if any audio of yours got muted, as myself here for instance, which means a copyright claim on it, so they just mute that part, so it's a music that shouldn't be playing on the background, like blah blah blah. Not necessarily shouldn't, but like it's just not valid for you to monetize over it. Basically, stuff like that for YouTube or other purposes. You know, copyright stuff. Now, for one thing is like make sure you're always checking to see if you want your audio volume to be overlapping. Like I have myself, I have my OBS, this one. I have my OBS settings. My microphone is at high level. This, as you guys are seeing, is me talking. I'm overlapping the entire microphone there. Another thing is audio game. Whenever I have an audio or something on the background, for instance, let me see if I can play an audio of a game or something. Never mind. So all of those adjusted fairly based on this. So to continue, right, so you have that's playing in the background. That's the GIF or the GIF that you want to say, background that I have when the stream is starting. It's kind of captivating. I got one on the corner there. It's kind of cool. Alright, so this would be one. Another thing, make sure you use your dashboard properly. You can move the panels on the dashboard to make it so they fit something that you like. For instance, I don't need the chat to be visible to me because I have the bot, and the bot produces the chat for myself, and I can see it over there. But I like to leave it open just in case I miss something, the bot does something, I have a backup plan for the chat. Another thing for you to understand too is make sure this video preview, in my opinion, it takes your internet and it will play on the background. Make sure it's always minimized so it won't play. I like to see the stats over here too, the extensions and everything else, so you can play around with that. That's the live part. Let's go to the important part. If you go to channel on settings on the dashboard, it will show you stream key, it will show if you want to store the past broadcast, if you have mature content. I leave this personally on. Some people prefer not to have it, but I like it on because my content tend to go into some not so fancy pants terms, you know, some kind of slurs and slangs that people use nowadays, and memes that can go overboard with swearing, and I don't particularly like that. Video play banner. This would be, I don't have one, this would be what would be displayed on your channel when your channel is offline. Let me explain. It would be displayed over here. I don't have, several other people have, and it's quite cool. P.S. I follow several people. Cool thing is, I use an also host channels because I like it. I get lots of people that I cannot be monitoring 100% when I can host them when they go live and everything else. So I like to, whenever I have someone I like a lot or something like that, I put them on the auto host list. I always notify them that I'm doing that because I want them to know that I've placed them on the auto host. I don't necessarily want them to auto host me back, but so they don't freak out if they start getting auto hosts popping up as a notification. The team channels, yes, of course. Pre-recorded videos, I don't even know. Sure, it can work. Premieres and reruns. This is new. Hosting priority. I like the random. Some people liked it to have their host list and then it will go from top to bottom or something like that. I like random. Allow raids if you want or not. Allow drops. Yes, this is something that should be very important for those who play games like PUBG, who play games like Fortnite or something like that, which have in-game loot like Path of Exile, and you want to have someone dropping stuff while watching it. That's pretty cool. Messages on your videos. This is only if you want someone to go into your videos and hit up a message to be like, okay, So I'm watching your video again, so it would be a video that's stored in the past, and they hit a message at a certain point, you can check it out. That's allowed. And if you want follower only mode and everything else, video moderation, this is for the video itself. So if someone hasn't followed you for more than 30 minutes, they cannot post on your video, which is valid, but I really couldn't care less. So those are the important bits on here. Permissions, very important too. You have to know who you want to add. I have a channel manager that I added, OnkelOicz. So what can he do is he gets the opportunity to do what I do on my channel. So he can take care of my title, he can take care of the videos, he can delete, he can download clips, make clips, reply to people and stuff like that, but as him. So I added that just because he is the one that does the editing for my videos, and I would like, if he wants to make a highlight using the clips, he can download it, feel free to. That's the reason. Also, he can also start raids and hosts if he wants, but of course that gets notified to me as well and requires my approval, not necessarily 100%, but there's those kind of things. On moderation, I use the auto mod. I leave it as that. I have no aggressive language. There's no filtering, but that's for me to do. Identity language, yes, there is some filtering on that one. Sexually explicit, also for me. Profanity for me, which is relatively fine. And if you want to add certain block terms or not, for instance, I have a friend that is from Brazil and speaks Portuguese, and viado is basically like coma that you can put on every single sentence, like someone that likes to swear a lot, as like, oh my god, holy shit, holy fuck, kind of like that. That's what it comes from. It's the same kind of scenario. Also, another cool thing, when you go to your affiliate partner dashboard, make sure you've got, if you want to change your subscription names, you can do so. If you want to add your emotes, you can use so. You can want to add loyalty badges, feel free to do all of these three places. Subscribers to ignore slow mode, that's very important. The onboarding, payment methods, and everything else, you will read through this if you get to this point. It's not a big deal. You will understand. It's something that you want. I want to explain about the other stuff. Minimum bits to cheer and minimum bits emote. This is if you want. Some people like to come in and drop a bit or two or something like that, or you just find bits from watching ads or something and they want to cheer it. Leave them to cheer as any amount as they want. That's my personal opinion, personal scenario. What I wanted to show as well, where is the experimental? I think it's in channel again? Yes, in channel I skipped this one, optimization preference. The optimization preference is normal latency, is the regular one that people use. This means you get highest video quality, highest resolution, and reduced video buffering, as explained over there. But this means you will see Shroud, you will see Ninja, you will see Dr. Disrespect, all of them using this. It does give you the 10-second delay. I like to use the low latency, which means if I read your message, I'll reply instantly. That's my opinion, that's myself, but it requires you to have a very good internet connection for that to happen, right? So those are the Twitch scenarios. Now, going into what I call the important bits for if you want alerts, if you want to get yourself the overlays and everything else that exist, you go into a thing called Streamlabs. They have what you would call the best kind of scenario. PS, this is not sponsored. The best kind of scenario of a Twitch kind of assistance or streaming assistance possible. They give you a dashboard which shows to you all of these events that happen. For instance, someone hosted, resubscribe, bits that you're getting, stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting for you to have. They allow you to set up a donations page that you can do. You can get your subscribers, so you can see who subscribed to you since the beginning of time. And all you have to do if you want to see who is actually subscribed to you is check out based on the date itself that they subscribed and how many times they resubscribed. So someone subscribed to me last month or this month or something like that. It will show over here. If you want to know for sure who is subscribed to you, that's when the bot comes in handy. Ta-da! It shows ta-da, those who are ta-da, your subs ta-da, you know? Yeah, so basically It's right there. This shows as well who is your subscriber right now and who blah blah blah. So the sub counts, sub points, tiers, and stuff. Another thing you can, and I still don't use this, but you can share access to Streamlabs, your Streamlabs, to other people. So what they would be able to check the alert box, the donation settings, the API, and all kinds of stuff. You can have integrations as well with all of these places. So if you have a Patreon, it's quite useful for you to have it here as well. So it also will mean an alert when someone does something on Patreon. An alert will show up for you on your dashboard, and you can post that alert happening, which is quite nice. You can also link to Discord. I did, and it's quite interesting because it means you get more of an interaction with people, especially if you want to connect your bot to Discord as well. So that means you got two things there. You can have widgets. That's some of the cool features that they are having. There's a vast library for you to customize the entire scenes and the entire themes and entire things, which is basically the themes on the top, and this is using Streamlabs OBS. So it's slobs, as they call it. I use OBS normally, but I use a lot of their Streamlabs version. So if you want to have something like, oh my god, this actually pretty looks cool. So you'll have like a starting soon, I'll be right back, and offline, and all kinds of stuff. You can always get these like for the streams and stuff. And if you don't have a personal touch to your stream by creating your own things, you can always use that. Another thing is for the alert box. You can configure it as much as you want, as many times as you want, in all kinds of way that you want, and it's pretty cool. You can put the volume, readjust it up and down, spam security and everything else, price per second of media sharing if you want. Also the general settings to have the alert delays and configure it all out for follow, subscriptions, donations, and all kinds of stuff. You can press on them and you can go through each one of them. It's very useful indeed. You can do several things. You can be, and how they get in, get out, what's the name if you want to put it, name here so it will appear the name of the person, all kinds of stuff. The alert, the guitar sounds, because I utilize that. So all kinds of configuration for your alert boxes over there. If you've seen certain streamers and they have that alert goal, or like something that shows like amount of followers that they're getting, or price for pay a bill, or something for the donations, like they're trying to raise for charity, this can all be done in goals. You'll have the donation, which will show the simple goal donation. You have the follower, you have the bit goals, you'll have the sub goals, and all kinds of stuff. This is quite simplistic, and you can adjust it all on the settings, but if you want to make it a little bit better, it accepts, I'm not really good with this, it accepts custom HTML and CSS, meaning you can make this your own customized way, or you can also go to certain things, for instance, this guy. So the widgets inside already explain certain things, like this would be his style of bits, follower, and donation goals, which is quite cool, quite different, and it makes it a little bit more unique. I don't use it because I don't use slobs. That's the only reason. And also, I didn't find a theme that I actually liked. If I go back to it, we've got the event list. The event list is more or less something that happened. You see lots of people using this. It's quite nice. So like if someone just did something and you want to show it, this is where it will show it. It will show it like that. It will be quite unique. You can change it to be millions of things and everything else. It can be all kinds of style. And you can also have a unique based on the widgets as well. Or if you're very good, you can make it using the HTML, CSS. If you're very good with that, you can customize and make your own. And that's also how these people managed to create the amazing, like, featured version of it. So like the different way. The jar follows the same principle, and it can, the only thing is this one, it can't be customized here. You would have to go for something different based on those, because I, for some reason, don't think they allow you to use CSS or something on this one. But it's fine. I use a regular one. You can always adjust these and change and make them cooler or strange and different. One of the important things someone asked me is, how do I get myself to show viewers or something on the stream. So what they were asking is, how am I able to have, for instance, this overlay around where I have someone recent subscribed and everything else? Well, to explain quite nicely, I will have here the donation, where is it? The recent subscriber and the text for recent subscriber. So what happens is, let me show the image again. Boing. Here we go. So these little things, top supporters and everything else, it's over here. It's on the text. So the recent subscriber one, if you look at the top, it just vanished. If you look at the bottom again, or again on it, it just appeared. What I have, this one is just literally, I typed in recent subscriber, but the recent subscriber one is actually reading a file from my computer, and how you can do that is simple. The recent sub version one would be you just add up a text GDI, and the other one would be you also add up a text GDI. The only difference this time is that you want it to read from a file or not, and you can reconfigure it all entirely over there. Oh, let me just delete this one. No one needs that. So to do this, I have a thing called stream labels. It's the same thing from Streamlabs. This is called stream labels. You'll have it on the left over here, and they say it's not necessary. You can use this integrated with slobs. If you use slobs, that is fine, but if you don't have slobs, as myself, you want something different. Also, I like it because it gives me a little bit of an edge, because I like OBS a lot. I might one day switch, I don't know. So I downloaded it. Once downloaded, I'm installed. Once I'm installed, this would be the installation thing. I ran it, and once I ran it, I just logged in with my account, which would be the Streamlabs account, and then I went to file settings, and I configured all the output directory and all kinds of stuff, and it just works fine. One of the things as well that you guys might not have noticed, but it's here as well. Let me see if I can pull up the where it is. So on this one, you can see on the right, now it's empty. So let's fill it up. To fill the cup, if you want to fill the cup as a joke or something, you can always go to the alert box and start testing donations and stuff and bits and whatever the heck you want to do. You know? Yeah, lots of music. Okay, so that should have filled up the cup a little bit. So if you want to see how you can erase it entirely, you can restart the session, or on your actual thing you can empty the jar. So the two versions. The restarting of session means, and this is kind of interesting, this stream labels, it generates labels on a certain output, which would be that one for me. On a certain output is generate labels, so it's lots of text files, and these text files, you can always pick it up and be like, I don't know, I have these two, so top donations and stuff, and all kinds of stuff, and subtrain counts and everything else. All of this is generated by them, and they generate all of these text files, which is kind of interesting, and you can check it out. There's so many files, honestly. As you can see, this is a shitload of files here, and it goes from everything, including they have some, if you want to make a donation goal, you can make your private donation goal. Instead of using like different things, you can use this, which makes the text files for it, which is quite cool too. And if you want to configure it entirely, you can just click on it and do it. It does use has like a little preview on the bottom that shows you how it works, and also has some suggestions for that, which you can always do and edit. It's quite okay, quite nice and tidy. That would be it for the Streamlabs versions of stuff, which is unique. Next thing that I wanted to talk about, and this would be just the last one, is you have donation ticker. If you ever want to have a donation ticker, this one utilizes and makes it 1, 2. This would be what goes passing on the bottom here, right? But also, if you want to know, the stream labels also has something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, it would be this one. It's in all-time top donators. And if you put it over there, it's the same way as the other. That one puts the all-time one, while this one puts the most recent one up to a certain number. Um, you can just readjust it as you wish. It's all about fine. Then you have the chat box. Chat box is the thing that you see everyone typing in and blah blah blah. You can readjust to make it whatever you want, and then just chuck it in into this thing, and it will be there. And you just readjust it. So I've got an overlay on the back, and I've got a chat box on the top. So the chat box will be now empty because no one is typing. But on the overlay behind it, it's that chat box is not the border. That border is my overlay. The chat box goes on top of that and is basically an empty space where it just appears the messages. So that would be another situation. If you want to create a viewer count, you can too. This will post how many you have live or watching you from all of these at the same time. If you want to have YouTube, if you want to have Mixer, they work for all those platforms too. But I don't like it. I don't care about it that much. If you want also, this is one of my main giveaway principles is I utilize a spin to win wheel of death. So I have it all set up and properly assigned with all the possibilities and everything else sorted out by color and everything. And for you to know this, you have to actually launch it. And once you launch it, this would be where the wheel will appear. And then what you have to do, you have to spin it according to my settings for it to show and demonstrate. And it will start spinning. For you to read it, it was very tricky to configure it to be readable. Once it's done, over here will appear the text in the color that you placed. But the white background disappears when you check this on the stream or something. And you can always modify it, all the colors and everything else, the sizes, tick noise if you want to have a ticker tone or not. You just take it out. I took it out because I couldn't bear it. So it's all here for when you want to do your giveaways and such. You can also spin it with this. For some reason, this is supposed to be a spinning wheel. I don't know. I would have preferred the wheel itself. Anyways, that's a spinning wheel. You can click on it and it will spin as well. The bot does that. The wish list, if you want, if you have an Amazon wish list and you want to add it over there, you can always do so. Credits, I've never actually found this extremely useful. It's quite nice. It supports the donators and those who subscribe and those who followed that day and everything else. And you would roll it at the end of a stream. You would just test roll credits and hope for the best. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you all for watching and blah blah blah. And you make it yourself. I've never found it very appealing. Some people use it. Some people use it a lot. I know that. There's also several types and styles where you can do. It's quite nice when you're doing like stream is ending. You can do that. I don't do a stream is ending. I raid. So I do that. Another feature that I wanted to do and use a lot would be the spinning sponsor banner. Sponsor banner is this little widget thing that keeps on popping something different time to time. So if you had like, you can add several. You can have several images added up to it. You can have as many images as you want. You can add several images there and you would have them just like pop one, disappear, pop another, disappear, and do your own way. I don't have what to put yet, and I also, as I mentioned, really bad with my editing skills of graphical context, so I really suck at doing these. But that's one of the things that's really cool when you see like on Shroud and he has something popping up like changing. That's about it. If you have on Ninja, that would be the same thing. They used on the past a different thing. Right now this is easier to use. They used something different on the past, which was using OBS and configurations inside it. Right now you don't need that much. Don't forget you also have your extensions for the loyalties and everything else. Since I run a lot of like point settings or stuff with rewards, that means you can get your personal command, you can get a Steam game, some golden albums, some Rocket League keys and other stuff that keep on adding in the future. All of these are here for you to use. All of the point settings with the games that you can get, points, chest rewards and stuff. So I use that a lot and I like it. It's quite fun. You can also do polls and giveaways, but I would suggest don't because they don't have a very good option on it. And yeah, so that's it for this, the leaderboard. If you want to check it out and see, which, wow, it showed me to an extension because that's the extension, and I use the extension. It's on the bottom over here. I also use my channel emotes extension, which is pretty cool. This is also configured. You can always go to the extensions on Twitch itself and find it out. But the chat bot is also over here and you can download it. The All-Stars, if you get to the point where you can become an All-Stars and an official celebrity status with Streamlabs, I would say go for it because it's pretty cool. You get a nice hoodie, a really cool hoodie. And you can always apply and they will always reply something, just the same as Twitch. You can always apply for their partnership and they will always reply with something. So that's it for the Streamlabs kind of scenario. Don't forget one thing, I will be talking more about the bots. I will be talking more, well, not this. I'll be talking more about the Discord, how you can make it so it becomes a little bit more like personalized and yours, using like what I call these webhooks, which will immediately, this is an automated bot that doesn't exist, so it's not an account, but it's a webhook and it captures this and chucks it over there. I'll tell you how to do this so you don't need to keep constantly updating your community about, oh, your stream is going live and you just post it over there. You can use these webhooks to make it quite cool. Also, one funny thing that you can link your, no, you can link yourself, your server to Twitch, and therefore if you have subscribers, they will show as subscribers. If you have mods, they will show as mods and stuff like that. So it will link all of your followers. If they have the link to Twitch, it will link with Twitch and it will communicate and do that thing. So that's pretty cool things. And I hope I explained a little bit of things, how those systems worked. When I come to speaking about the bot itself in a future video, I will tell you and I will post all of my list of commands so you can use and abuse of all of them. I have some very funny commands like cat facts, Phil facts, Chuck Norris facts, if you want to have Chuck Norris, dog facts, dad jokes, bad jokes, dad jokes, whatever you want to call it. All kinds of weird commands that entertain people. Also, how you can make so the bot will make little like mini games for people to play in chat and all kinds of stuff, and interactions that they can do as well. For instance, I've got a personal command that certain people that purchased it have, and when they use it, they trigger a sound noise that comes up on the stream, and it comes up on my ears and sometimes scare the crap out of me, but it's all good. It's all fun. Okay, so thank you very much. Hit a like if you liked it, or just leave a comment. I will really appreciate if you leave a comment, if you hit a like, or if you just go follow me on Twitch or something like that. I will, like, seriously, this is just a start for me, but I hope I can help you. And I offered again on the previous video, I'll offer again once more. If you need help on that, if you want some feedback about your Twitch, please let me know. I got some free time and I can always do that. And I wouldn't mind having that recorded as well, if you wouldn't mind, so we can post on YouTube and help out more people. So thank you very much for that. Have an amazing end of your day, and I'll see you next time for more stream tips with Phil, also known as Get Phyl'ed In.